All right. Welcome, everyone. Hopefully you can see my screen. Thank you for joining us. Today we are here from Spark to talk about the Developer Academy. We're going to learn a little bit about what the Developer Academy is and then talk to some folks who've been through this program. Hopefully by the end of this session, you'll have an understanding of what the program's all about, how you might apply for it, when you should apply, why you should apply, and what you should expect. My name is Angela Smith. I am Senior Director at Spark, and I have had the privilege of working with this Developer Academy program since 2020 here in the Omaha Metro. Please feel free to call me or email me anytime if you have questions about this academy or future iterations of the program. A little bit about Spark before we carry on. Spark is a nonprofit holistic community development organization. We work in partnership with community members to build capacity to transform their neighborhoods into what they want to see. A lot of our work has focused on housing development, particularly in North and South Omaha. But over the last couple of years, we have been working to grow our reach and work with developers to train them on how to do real estate development and to finance their projects in Greater Omaha and in Greater Nebraska. We are here today to talk about on our flagship program, which is the Developer Academy. It is a boot camp, I think, for real estate developers is a great way to talk about it. As I mentioned, we have been offering this programming to build the education and network and knowledge of emerging real estate developers in Omaha since 2020. In partnership with Six Regions, One Nebraska, an initiative that came out of the Nebraska Department of Economic Development, we've been asked to expand our reach and grow this program into surrounding communities. So we just finished our cohort in Fremont, Nebraska, and we will be launching this program in Norfolk in July. The Developer Academy provides an intensive training and networking opportunity for folks who want to enter real estate development. It is a competitive program. It is an intensive program, so we want to make sure that the folks that go through it are committed and dedicated to growing their professional development in this space. So it is an application-based program. The benefits, which you'll hear from developers themselves who've been through the program, extend beyond the program itself, the week-long boot camp. Once you are a Developer Academy graduate, you are in our network forevermore, and whether you need technical assistance, future connections, ongoing education, Spark is here to help you. So we are here today to talk and promote the Norfolk Academy, which will be happening Monday, July 27th through Friday, July 31st. The class meets every day from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. In addition to that week-long commitment, and we do expect you to attend every day, we also ask that you reserve Friday, August 14th in the afternoon for your capstone presentation. And I'll talk a little bit about that component here in a minute. We will be meeting at the Norfolk Public Library. It is for folks who are emerging developers, but we take a wide range of experiences, whether you're very new or have a few projects under your belt, we'd love to have you in class. As I mentioned, it is application based. So the applications are currently open and will remain open through June 10th. We hope to give folks about a month notice. So participants will be selected and notified by June 22nd. The class does cost money. It is a $500 enrollment fee. We do offer scholarships for folks who need them. The reason we do this is because, one, it helps pay for lunch. We provide lunch and snacks every day, and the cost of printing the curriculum. But also, we want you to see this as an investment in your professional development. And so that's why we set the fee. We want it to be attainable, and we don't want it to be a barrier for anyone to participate, but we do charge that fee. What is covered in the class? So like I said, this is essentially a boot camp for real estate development, and we try and cover the entire real estate development process from researching where you might want to be building and what you might want to be building and who you're building it for through acquisition, planning, engagement with the city, entitlements, hiring a general contractor, putting together your pro forma. We do a lot with financing, how to engage with bankers, who to put on your development team, and then all the way through construction and either long-term holding or selling your development. So there's a lot that we cover. It is a wealth of information, but it's not just lecture. We have changed this class. It used to be taught by a, a third party who was a national educator, and we decided that the better model is to have local folks teach this because they're the ones who you're going to engage with when you're ready to start real estate development. So we bring in local instructors and then we also fill the class with panels. And so we have a bunch of folks who we bring in who will fill up your development team and provide the financing and all of the other resources that can help make your projects pencil out. So to me, it's as much about gaining relationships as it is about gaining knowledge. We also have some field trip components, so we can go out and see some work that's already being done in the Norfolk community. We do case studies so that you can put your budgeting and pro forma work to the test. And then we conclude class with a capstone. The capstone is a short presentation that you and a few others in the class will work together on so that you can describe a real project pitch. Rather than give you a test to see what you learned, we want you to actually put what you learned to work. So between the end of the week, that Friday that we conclude, and then until the August 14th date, you and your group members will work together to put together a brief 10-minute presentation, and then we come together and celebrate your work, listen to what you have to say, give you feedback on where to take that project. We hope that it's a real project and that you continue with it. And then we celebrate with the graduation. So who should apply for this? Hopefully you've clicked on this link and are listening to this recording because you're interested. I really think that the Developer Academy is for a wide range of individuals. We've had folks who come into the class with a lot of experience doing real estate development work, and they're still able to learn and meet new people that help them in their career. We also have folks who are very, very new to real estate development, and use this course really to get a foundational level of information. And then they might take a few more years of, working and studying and meeting people and assembling cash to do the work before they actually launch their projects. So we're open to a wide range of individuals. And yeah, we hope that you will find value in it no matter where you're at. As I said, this is a program where we select the applicants. We want to make sure that the class is filled with people who are committed and ready to learn. That said, the application process is not too terrible. We ask you to do a lot of rating of your own skills and abilities and your track record. So just be honest and present the information about where you are today and where you hope to be. We look at four primary items when scoring these applications. We look for experience in the field, and it can be related. It doesn't have to be doing development. It could be anything related to real estate or community development. Track record. Do you have any history on a project, whether it failed or succeeded? We want to hear what you've experienced so far. And then readiness. How close are you to developing? We want to prioritize folks who already have land or have an idea of what they want to do so that they can be building sooner. And then the last one is community. What is your connection to the Norfolk community or surrounding regions? This program is designed and funded to support this area. So we want to make sure that we're highlighting folks who live and love and want to grow their community. The QR code on the right should give you a link directly to the application. You can also find it on our Spark website under the Education tab with the URL that's right there. If you have any questions on how to access the application, please don't hesitate to reach out. I think that's it. Please apply today. Like I said, the application process is open through June 10th. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me or to my colleague Deanna, and we will walk you through the application and get you signed up for the class. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. Thanks all for listening. We're going to transition now into hearing from some recent and former Developer Academy graduates so we can learn a little bit about what their experience was and then also hear why they think that you should take the class. So we're going to go ahead and start with Pip. If you want to unmute yourself.
Yep. Thank you. So, the Spark Academy was a great week for me. It has led to tons of opportunities and the chance to meet a bunch of wonderful people, to be honest with you. I think anyone who is interested in development or not just on the real estate side, but development into your community, whether that's building, coming together, community organization, that's who I think should be involved in this. That's kind of what Spark is a community-based program. And if you have a true nature for building and kind of being a leader and bringing things together, that's who I think should apply um, to this. Some of the things that Spark did for me was it's the connections that I have made over the past year or however long it's been since we've had the our graduation. I've met some wonderful people in construction. I met some wonderful people in city government and with CDFIs. I've learned so much about different programming and different options that you have when it comes to building and what types of buildings to do. It has it has boosted me to want to do more for my community as well. Spark does a lot of things in the community, like with the North Omaha Trail and different community style events that they hold. And I'm really about that. Like bringing, I always have a saying, putting the unity back in community, and that's what I think Spark does. So for me, I can't thank Angela and Deanna and Ryan and everybody at Spark who was there. It was great having the panelists come in and talk from bankers to actually seasoned developers across the board. It was a wonderful experience. The capstone kind of got the first glimpse of what it was like to put a project together. Uh, I will tell you that in the week, be prepared to learn and learn a lot fast. Some of the stuff may go over your head, but the teachers are willing to stay and answer questions. Write down all the things that you don't get because you want to make sure that you get the most out of Spark, and you don't want to like have a question and not answer it or get it answered. So make sure that you write down things that you might not know about or concerned or maybe you didn't pick up on enough, and they will actually reach back out and help you uh, talk about it, and figure out how to make that be more, be able so you actually know what it is that you want to know about. And then other than that, yeah, Spark has been great. It's a lot of programming. It's a lot of good, useful information. And I am very glad that my application was accepted, and I'm very glad to be a part of Spark. And yeah, I'm sure anyone who gets this will have the same things to say that I do, hopefully.
Awesome. Thanks, Pip. I did have one follow-up question for you. Are you still
Yeah,
in contact with anybody from class?
I am. I am. I still speak to, matter of fact, I actually am in contact with people who weren't in my class, but were Spark graduates, and we had kind of met, in the same spaces, and we become friends, and we're working on some things together, and it's not only project bound, but like there's again, like with community and like outside of building, there's other relationships you can build that actually move on to other branches of other things. That's what's the connections and the connectivity through Spark. Its outreach is crazy. It's like roots on a tree. They just run and run and run.
That's awesome. I'm happy to hear that. Those are the things that fill my heart is when I hear people that are meeting others who are in the ecosystem and Spark is somehow that connector. So thanks,
Yep,
Pip. Appreciate your
no
time.
problem. Thank you.
Ryan, can we go ahead and transition to you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, darn it, Pip, you took most of my talking points, though I think
Sorry, buddy. Sorry.
that I think that's probably going to be the case for most of the testimonials on this call. Um, so I will say I was kind of an accidental entry into the the Spark Developer Academy. I was on the planning committee. We were very excited. I work for the Greater Fremont Development Council, which is a nonprofit economic development organization in Fremont, and we were really excited to be the first place community to host a Spark Developer Academy outside of Omaha. It's a real privilege. And through a series of fortunate events on my part, I became a student and was able to go through the full week. And it's been an incredible process. That said, I still haven't done my capstone yet. So, I'm not entirely through the woods, but it's been really incredible. Regarding who should enroll in Developer Academy, to echo Pip, anyone interested in enhancing their skills or their knowledge about locally driven development. So my primary role is as the manager of our housing development funds, which is a revolving loan fund that's just trying to create more affordable housing in the community. But that said, I believe processes and teams work best when everybody understands the whole system, not just their specific part of it. And the week of the Developer Academy was a great exposure to those different components that make up. Like I said, so my role is primarily in financing, but it was incredible getting to talk to people about the regulatory side, getting building permits, putting your plans together, the development and construction side of like, okay, how do we put together timelines and all the complexities that go into projects like this. Once again, to echo Pip, the best part for me was the connections. It was incredible getting to meet people. One of the things I think is uh, we are all struggling with many of the same problems. And there are really smart people who have put in a lot of time and have come up with some really creative solutions to these problems that I wouldn't have gotten to know otherwise, that I probably would never have connected with, that Developer Academy did allow me to do. As for something that I'm using, uh, one of my roles or one of the roles of economic developers is to identify impediments to any development and then try to find a way to remove them or alleviate them. And so for me, it was identifying a lot of the gaps in the Fremont community between city regulators, the permitting department, and would-be developers, and trying to identify those. And so I'm already having conversations with people about what are some of these challenges and how are ways that we can work to address them to make the process work better for everybody else. As far as what participants should expect, yeah, expect an intense week. The phrase drinking from a fire hose comes to mind. I went home every day exhausted, but excited for the next day to come. I think a helpful framework for me was look at it as the beginning of a journey, or if you're already an experienced developer, the start of a new chapter, rather than a complete journey in and of itself. It's going to be something that you're going to pick up and carry for a long time. Uh, but I can't recommend it enough.
And that's somebody who was thrown into the class on the first day. So, thank you, Ryan. I appreciate your perspective, and I look forward to seeing your capstone tomorrow. You will soon be a graduate, and you will wear your pin proudly. Tamara, it looks like you're not driving right now, so I'm gonna have you go. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was I'm multitasking as a developer this morning. Tamara Bruno, I was in the developer class 2021, fall 20, summer. Uh, the when I think about who should enroll in this, if you would have asked me before I started the class or even the week after the class, I would have had a different answer than I have now. And that's because the one thing that Spark does completely different than a lot of other, if you've ever participated in Chamber of Commerce events, or you've participated in another kind of local group that puts on a one-off class, after that class, things just go away. And I think Pip iterated this really well. The thing that Spark does completely different than everyone is the deep dives. Angela, that to me, and we're talking that is it once a month, once every couple months,
It's
there
once a month.
is
Yeah.
an hour, 2 hour, sometimes 2.5 hour educational session that everybody can log on into, past graduates, current students. And that's how Pip and I actually met in a deep dive, because he asked a question. I'm like, hey, who's that guy? And so funny enough, you will continue making connections with people as they come through the program. Past people, like I have connected with a few developers and engineering people that came into classes before me. And you start to see and get a feel, even through the deep dives, the people that are really committed to trying to do something, create something, they show up repeatedly in these things. So it gives you a good idea of where people, where their experience, where their strengths lie. And there's just so much depth on the bench of people that you can tap. I would say if you're brand new, never did a development project, never been involved in construction, perfect place to start. If you're like me, I've owned a construction company for 18 years. I've been a general contractor, but I had no background at all in the finance side. And Ryan, good wording there, drinking from a fire hose. I mean, going through pro formas, I remember that day just leaving going, what did I get myself into? It's just a great experience. The best part of Spark, like I said, it's going to be all of the different experience that you are able to connect with in the room. The instructors, I have so far, instructors are friends of mine. Panelists, I have worked on projects with. I am currently building a company with one of our panelists. We connected, and it might not be a development project, a construction project. It might be that you two have a skill set that you can bring a tool to the development world. So I don't want people to get discouraged if they're like, I don't know if I don't know where I fit. If this is interesting to you, you will find a fit, whether it be in the tools, the process, the actual building itself. I think there's always a team that you will fit into. Expect to be overwhelmed and expect to be, I mean, I kind of considered myself a fairly experienced, intelligent person, but I would leave some days going, I have no idea what I'm doing here. This is crazy. But, and like Pip had said, they are fantastic at helping you. And so to give you an example, we did, a fairly quick overview of LIHTC, low-income housing tax credits, during our Developer Academy. But then there was a deep dive session that continued education, and you really drilled down in it. That has been the most value to me, is the continued education. You don't just pay for a class, show up, and you're gone. You are connected in for life. Obviously, here we are, Angela, still with you 5 years later. But
I never let you go. Once you're in the Developer Academy world, you're mine forever. So fair warning.
Well, and it's been a great experience, because on the same when you look at things, we all come from different parts of our community, right? You might live in a different area of town. And Angela and I have connected Spark to people who I think they need to be involved with in the community, vice versa. So it's just a great all around program. I wish I was in Norfolk. I would love to go through Developer Academy again today. And that is the other thing, Angela. Did you tell them that they can come back and visit and go
Yeah.
through days of class?
Yeah,
So,
that's a great point. Thank you, Tamara. I think the two things that you hit on that we didn't talk about in the PowerPoint is that ongoing education. So those deep dives, access to additional professional development, additional networking opportunities is something that we really believe in because as all of the developers have said, that the week is just the starting point of it. And then, yes, you are able to come back if you need a refresher, if you want to come and see what field trips we go on in the next year's class, you are welcome back anytime. We call on our developers to help, spread the word of the program, but also, mentor other developers who are new in the space. So we're really just creating that ecosystem. I do want to get to Matt because I know he's probably at a work site right now. Thank you, Tamara, for your thoughts. And
thank
something I
you.
hope that you'll touch on, Matt, is something that Tamara said, which is really about at what with like the ecosystem. So maybe share a little bit about what organization you're with, and how you don't have to be an independent entrepreneurial developer to gain insights from the class.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
absolutely. Hi, Angela, everyone who's listening. Well, first of all, there's a saying out there that you don't, if you're on stage, you don't follow children and you don't follow animal acts. And now you can say, don't follow Pip, Ryan, or Tamara, because my goodness. Um, I was thinking there's not a lot I can add, but yeah, to your point, there really is. My name is Matt Parmenter, and I'm construction manager for the Habitat for Humanity affiliate here in Fremont. So yeah, we operate in the realm of the Omaha affiliate, but kind of not really. We're our own little unicorn out here. So, in that space, we are a nonprofit and we work on affordable homes. And I love hearing from those that are out there doing developments, whether it's commercial, other residential housing. Housing in general is just needed, but we work in that affordable housing space. And so when this was first brought to me, I was like, dang, I am so busy. I don't know how I would squeeze it in. And I am so thankful that I did. I really didn't know what to expect. And everything was just so great. And so who should sign up? Busy people and nonprofits. Because I guarantee you, I think it was Tamara that said, as you go through the class, you might not want to do development from beginning to end, but you'll find a spot that will be just what you need. And so that's what I found on a day-to-day basis. I'm involved in the construction side, and I don't see the financing piece. And it was just fascinating. And yeah, uh, drink out of a fire hose. Yeah, my lips were ripped off because though I've been in business a long time, I think Tamara, all of them touched on this, that there's just so much that I didn't realize I didn't know, especially on the financial piece. But even more so, we build houses one by one. And I guess even still in a development, that's still true. But when you have a space, a piece of land that for us can fit about 20 homes, and you'll see that tomorrow, Angela, and our capstone, it really brings a different perspective of now you need different players on the team. You might be kind of set with an architect, maybe set with an attorney or something, but then all of a sudden there is a lot of many more players. And the city has to be involved. I was a little naive, I think, and caught a little off guard of how much the city needs to be involved in a project of that size. Um, and I want to touch on something else too, just in wrapping up my piece. I can't echo enough what everyone else has said, is the people that you meet in the class. I so look forward to seeing what the future is going to hold as far as the connections that go forward. Um, I really don't know. It's going to be fun to see what turns out. We have some great people in our capstone group, and I know they're going to do great things. So even if I don't exactly be involved in it, it's going to be great to watch what they do and the success that they have. So yeah, there you go. Happy to answer questions.
Thanks, Matt. Thank you to all of our developers for sharing their story. As you can see, we have a wide range of experiences here from the developers who've been speaking, and we have a lot more where that comes from. So I don't know if there's any questions from folks who are on the call, if they want to ask any questions of our developers. I don't see any. So I just want to say thank you all for taking the time to watch this. Please apply. We would love to have you in class. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We are happy to share more or put you in contact with other folks who've been through the class or answer any questions you might have about that application process. Thank you all, and thank you to my developers and will-be Developer Academy graduates. We'll see you tomorrow at your
You bet.
capstone.
Absolutely.
Everyone else, have a great day. Thank you so much.